Know the force behind the flag. Whether it's warships, fighter jets, or the next big defense move, if it matters to Philippine security, it's here. It is sometimes said that in war, the smallest moves can make the biggest difference. This idea is now finding new meaning in the waters of the West Philippine Sea, where the Philippine Navy's Acero-class fast attack interdiction craft, FAIC, small, agile, and often overlooked, may soon carry the power to deliver devastating strikes across hundreds of kilometers. These ships are already a leap forward in the Navy's modernization journey, armed with the impressive Spike NLOS missile. But new revelations and expert discussions suggest that the story doesn't end there. Thanks to their design based on Israel's Shaldag MKV, the Acero-class could also be equipped with a weapon few would expect on boats barely 35 meters long, the Sea Breaker cruise missile, boasting a range of up to 300 kilometers. This potential upgrade could radically change the Philippine Navy's ability to defend its territorial waters, deter larger navies, and reshape maritime strategy in an increasingly contested region. But how could these small ships, often hidden in island shadows, change the game? Let's explore the possibilities. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,600 islands, stretching across strategic sea lanes in Southeast Asia. While large warships like frigates and corvettes are crucial for blue water patrols and show-of-force missions, they face challenges unique to archipelagic terrain, navigating shallow coastal waters and narrow straits, hiding from enemy surveillance among countless islands, responding quickly to incidents across dispersed maritime zones. This is where small, fast attack craft come in. The Acero-class FAIC, commissioned in 2022, was built precisely for this mission: speed, surprise, and precision in coastal and littoral operations. Each ship carries a stabilized Typhoon 30mm gun, modern radar, and the Spike NLOS missile, capable of hitting targets up to 30 kilometers away, even if the boat itself can't see them directly. But as recent defense exhibitions and conversations with Israeli defense experts have highlighted, there's room for something even more powerful. The Sea Breaker, developed by Israel's Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, is not your typical heavy anti-ship missile. It weighs about 400 kilograms, making it light enough for smaller vessels to carry, yet it can strike targets up to 300 kilometers away. Unlike older missiles that simply follow preset paths, the Sea Breaker combines satellite guidance, inertial navigation, and a sophisticated electro-optical seeker. This allows it to detect and identify moving ships or land targets, even among cluttered coastlines, using artificial intelligence to choose the best attack route. It's also designed for stealth. Sea-skimming flight keeps it below radar detection until it's too late to stop. Once launched, it becomes a fire-and-forget weapon, freeing the launching ship to maneuver away to safety. For a fleet made up of small, fast ships, this combination of reach, precision, and low observability could become a force multiplier. Imagine an Acero-class boat stationed off Palawan, close to disputed waters. The boat itself might lack long-range radar, but it doesn't need it. A Philippine Navy drone or a coastal radar station detects a hostile frigate approaching from 200 kilometers away. That data is sent securely to the Acero-class boat through the Navy's new battle management network, integrated into the first 6 ships last year. The boat launches a pair of Sea Breaker missiles. Flying low over the sea, the missiles adjust their paths to avoid detection and lock onto the target. Minutes later, the enemy ship, larger, slower to respond, and not expecting an attack from so far away, is struck. All the while, the Acero-class boat remains far from danger, hidden by islands and shallow coastal waters. This isn't science fiction, it's the essence of sensor-to-shooter warfare, central to modern naval strategy. One reason small ships have returned to prominence worldwide is the concept of swarm tactics, using many small, fast boats to overwhelm the defenses of a larger adversary. If a single Acero-class with Spike NLOS missiles is dangerous within 30 kilometers, then a fleet scattered across islands becomes even more unpredictable. Now, imagine adding Sea Breaker missiles to some of these boats. Suddenly, the swarm doesn't just threaten within sight of the coastline, it can strike across an entire maritime region. An adversary would face a dilemma: protect against short-range ambushes near the coast or prepare for long-range missile attacks from beyond the horizon. The Philippines wouldn't need to match the size of rival fleets, it would only need enough fast, missile-armed boats to create doubt and complicate enemy planning. Adding long-range missiles to small boats isn't just about fitting launchers on deck. Several hurdles must be addressed. A missile like the Sea Breaker can fly 300 kilometers, but the launching boat must know where the target is. The Navy's battle management system, coastal radar stations, drones, and even patrol aircraft will be critical. At 400 kilograms each, Sea Breaker missiles are relatively light compared to Harpoon-class missiles, but heavier than the Spike NLOS. Naval architects must ensure the boat's stability and speed are preserved. Crews must be trained to operate, maintain, and coordinate missile launches. Support systems and spare parts must be available. The good news? The Shaldag MKV platform that the Acero-class is based on has already been tested to carry the Sea Breaker. This gives the Philippine Navy a technical head start. Among the Navy's first batch of Acero-class boats, 4 vessels currently do not have Spike NLOS launchers: BRP Nestor Asero, PG 901, BRP Lalinado Tuong, PG 902, BRP Jenner Tinangag, PG 903, BRP Domingo del Yuana, PG 905. Some observers see this as a temporary situation, waiting for more missiles to arrive. But it also presents an opportunity. What if these boats receive the Sea Breaker instead? Rather than a uniform fleet, the Navy could field 2 specialized forces, boats with Spike NLOS for close to medium-range strikes and ambushes, boats with Sea Breaker missiles for long-range precision attacks. This strategy increases flexibility, complicates enemy planning, and maximizes the fleet's value. The potential impact goes beyond tactics. In the West Philippine Sea, where the Philippines faces pressure from much larger navies, small missile-armed boats could act as a visible and credible deterrent. The Sea Breaker doesn't just threaten ships near Philippine shores. Its 300-kilometer reach covers vast parts of the country's exclusive economic zone, including critical sea lanes, disputed islands, and potential landing areas. In peacetime, this strengthens the Navy's hand in negotiations and patrols. In crisis, it gives Philippine forces the ability to disrupt enemy plans, complicate blockades, and strike back. The Philippines isn't alone in looking at smaller ships with bigger missiles. Around the world, Norway's Skjold-class corvettes carry naval strike missiles, 185 kilometers range. Sweden's Visby-class corvettes, similarly small, use anti-ship missiles for coastal defense. Iran and North Korea have invested heavily in small, fast attack craft with missile systems. The logic is the same. For countries with limited defense budgets and vast coastlines, dispersing firepower across many small, hard-to-detect platforms can be more effective than relying on a handful of large, expensive ships. The Sea Breaker's biggest advantage? It isn't limited to ships. Rafael designed it to also work from land-based coastal missile batteries aircraft, subject to integration, possibly future unmanned surface vessels. By standardizing on one missile family, the Philippines could create a unified strike capability across land, sea, and air. For instance, land-based batteries on Palawan or Luzon could protect key straits, while Acero-class boats extend the reach offshore. In future, UAVs or light aircraft could add even more flexibility. This multi-domain approach would stretch an adversary's defenses and improve the Philippines' ability to protect its waters with limited resources. Despite the advantages, acquiring the Sea Breaker isn't guaranteed. Recent Philippine defense acquisitions have favored Western and Korean systems, partly to diversify suppliers. Budget constraints, political considerations, and long procurement timelines can also affect choices. But with proven compatibility, versatile use cases, and a track record of successful cooperation with Israeli defense firms, the Sea Breaker remains a realistic option. For decision-makers, the question isn't just cost. It's about what kind of navy the Philippines wants, reactive and coastal, or proactive and able to strike far beyond the horizon. At first glance, the Acero-class FAIC may not impress like a frigate or destroyer. But history shows that naval warfare often favors surprise, speed, and adaptability over sheer size. Armed with the sea breaker, these small boats could silently wait behind islands, hidden in plain sight, until the moment they launch a strike no one saw coming. In a maritime nation facing modern threats, this combination of mobility, precision, and unpredictability could become the most powerful